No, you think you're above the law.
Okay, so what's going on this morning?
So for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer, she's had her couples trip planned with her boyfriend to go to Key West.
Okay, but she just said you're going.
That was to Key West.
They don't.
I'm taking my kids, my 3 boys, to the Bahamas this morning.
Our kids.
Our kids. Yesterday, she sent a message saying that she's going to change her plans and now get on the airplane with me and the kids to go to the Bahamas.
That I own too,
And
by
when
the
we
way.
land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
And me and the kids are going to our house. And I told her I'm not supporting that. And you're not getting on the airplane. That can mess with the kids' heads. And it's just something we're not going to do. Well, I own 50% of an airplane. She, on paper, owns 25 of that. And majority owner, the other 50% owner, and myself are both in agreement to not have her on the airplane. So 75% says, we don't want you on the plane.
That doesn't mean you get aggressive, push me out of the way,
Push
start
you-
unloading my car.
Push you out of the way.
Today's story takes place in Thomasville, Georgia. It was here, in 2023, that a man named Robert Shiver had built a life many would consider picture perfect. Robert was born on April 10th, 1985. He came from a wealthy background. His father owned Flowers Foods, a multi-billion-dollar bakery headquartered in Thomasville. But despite his family's wealth and privilege, Robert carved out his own identity through sport. He attended Auburn University, where he served as the football team's long snapper and captain. It was during his time at Auburn that he met Lindsay Shirley. While Robert played on the field, Lindsay was part of the university's cheerleading squad, often visible along the sidelines during games. Born in 1986 and raised in Alabama, Lindsay was widely regarded as vibrant, ambitious, and outgoing. Like Robert, she was a popular figure both on and off campus. Beyond cheerleading, she competed in pageants and held the title of Miss Houston County. In her free time, Lindsay attended fitness classes, and it was during one of these sessions in 2007 that she met Robert, and they began dating. Robert graduated in 2009, a year before Lindsay, and went on to begin a professional football career in the NFL with the Atlanta Falcons. His time in the NFL ended shortly after signing, when he didn't make the team's final roster. After leaving professional sports, Robert transitioned into the corporate world, eventually becoming an executive vice president at a life insurance company called Senior Life. As he made that shift from sports to business, he remained in a steady relationship with Lindsay. In 2010, after Lindsay completed her studies, the two married, marking a new stage in their lives together. To many, they appeared to be a perfect match. The former football player and the former cheerleader, both attractive and from respected Southern backgrounds. They settled into an affluent life in a $2.5 million home in Thomasville, Georgia, afforded by Robert's career and family wealth. 7 years into their marriage, Lindsay and Robert had 3 sons, all born within a few years of each other. Lindsay embraced the role of a stay-at-home mother and socialite. She was active on social media, where she curated a feed that documented their lives with professional-grade photography. Her posts featured family vacations, social gatherings, and public support for her husband's career. A centerpiece of their lifestyle was a second home in the Bahamas. The Shivers owned a residence at Baker's Bay on Great Guana Cay, an exclusive community known for its privacy and luxury. It was a place where they spent summers and holidays, boating and socializing with other affluent residents, including high-profile figures such as Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, and Tiger Woods. It was also in this tropical setting that cracks began to form in Robert and Lindsay's relationship. By 2022, the couple had been married for over a decade. As Robert focused heavily on his career, traveling frequently and working long hours to maintain their lifestyle, Lindsay, according to friends, began to feel a growing sense of restlessness. She sought excitement and freedom beyond the structured routine of their Thomasville home and her role as a stay-at-home mother. The Bahamas became her escape. She began traveling there frequently, often without Robert, using the Shiver family's private plane while he remained in Georgia for work. During one of her stays in the Bahamas, Lindsay struck up a friendship with a local man named Terrence Bethel. Bethel was a Bahamian resident who worked in the local service industry. He was significantly younger than Robert and lived a life far removed from the corporate boardrooms and country clubs of Georgia. What began as an acquaintance deepened into something more. Soon after, her relationship with Robert began to change. She became less communicative, more protective of her phone, and increasingly eager to return to the Bahamas. Robert began to suspect that Lindsay was having an affair. He hired a private investigator to follow her during one of her trips to the Bahamas. His suspicions were confirmed when the investigator sent photos of Lindsay and Bethel together. The revelation shattered the carefully constructed image of a happy, perfect family. On April 5, 2023, Robert filed for divorce in Thomas County Superior Court. His filing was aggressive. He sought sole custody of their 3 children and exclusive use of their $2.5 million home in Thomasville. In the legal documents, Robert explicitly cited Lindsay's adulterous conduct as the grounds for dissolving the marriage. He also requested that Lindsay not be awarded alimony. The filing stated that Lindsay was able-bodied and capable of working, noting that she had graduated from Auburn University with a marketing degree in the spring of 2009 and therefore should not be entitled to spousal support. The following day, Lindsay responded with her own court filing. She accused Robert of domestic abuse, alleging that he had been physically and emotionally controlling. According to the filing, she said that on more than one occasion her husband had physically harmed her in front of their children. She also alleged that he had cut her off financially and was using his wealth to manipulate the legal system against her. Lindsay requested alimony, child support, and sole custody of the children. The filing further argued that she should be entitled to spousal support, noting that she had been a stay-at-home mother for many years and that her current job opportunities were therefore limited. It also stated that she had incurred debts beyond her ability to repay and requested that Robert be held responsible for those payments. Following the divorce filings, the couple continued to reside in the same house, a situation that led to frequent confrontations and multiple 911 calls. On April 30th, 2023, Lindsay called 911. She told police she was following Robert's mother's car because she believed her children were being taken from her. Robert's mother, Robin, also called 911 at the same time. She reported that Lindsay was tailgating her car as they left the house and behaving erratically. She said Lindsay might have a pistol and was threatening
and harassing them, and that's why.
That's not the truth. I was just trying to see where they were going to meet my kids. If I needed to call you to tell you it was the gas station or the house.
They were saying that you were following them, obviously, and that you got a gun, which isn't illegal. It doesn't
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter though.
But I don't.
And
oh my God.
yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
she,
You're welcome to
mother-in-law,
search my car.
something is. She's freaking out apparently,
She's
but
hypomanic.
but
She has a mental issue. All
Yeah.
3 of the people in the car have a mental issue. Don't knows.
That myself or Robert would not ever see these kids again. But now, threatening my life, we hope not.
Well, just so you know, owning a pistol is not illegal. I mean, everybody's got Second Amendment rights. I just needed some background, okay? Because we were rushing over to get to you.
Yes, I mean, my heart's racing 90-0 because of the episode. They talked to her last night. She's delusional, and we know that. And her mom and husband, myself, we're all like, you've got to go get some help. You've got to go get some help. You're mental. And she denies it. And then she left the kids this week and went down to the Bahamas. She could have gotten hold of some drugs down there that everybody thinks she's definitely on, but we can't prove it unless we get a hair sample. So if we could get a hair sample and y'all send it off, or if she could get checked out by a doctor right now, they might can find out more that she's been doing these last 4 days in the Bahamas by herself. She not want to go home though.
Yeah. She's left.
Y'all don't know her. You don't know her like you know.
No, I don't know.
So it's not a good environment. It's a toxic environment, and it's.
Well, I mean, considering not just you, but her own mom saying the same thing, I'd be inclined to believe it. You just got to understand from our perspective, we got to approach this.
Then we call the city.
objectively.
We get back home and call the city cops and tell them what's happening. The people watch on.
Y'all
our
live
house
on the
and
end of
their house.
Trace, okay?
Well, we moved in with my daughter who has cancer. She lives right behind Robert and Lindsay. So we are 106 Stiles Lane. We were headed to where our big home is up for sale, because Robert was going to bring the kids and let us see him because Lindsay was not answering their phone calls all day today. So they thought she had killed herself, to be honest, and had taken an overdose or something.
On July 16th, the 911 calls escalated further. Lindsay placed a call reporting an alleged physical altercation between her and Robert after he refused to allow her to take the family's private plane to the Bahamas to be with her boyfriend.
Yeah, we're supposed to be going with our kids.
Alright.
So I don't know that's what I was asking dispatch, like what y'all can do if there's even, but of course now he's inside acting.
I mean, I don't know what it is that you want us to do. I mean, if y'all have filed for divorce and y'all are going on a vacation, other than telling him he needs to calm down, I don't personally recommend you go on a vacation together if there's an issue like that and y'all filed for divorce.
Right.
I mean, it's obviously
I have an in and out of
Right.
so
1404 Orange Street, 1404 Orange Street. Complaint advised. Someone
I
broke
mean, the
into
best thing, what we're going to do is tell y'all that y'all need to separate.
Vehicle is
Right.
not less than
I mean,
lot.
has he put his hands on you?
Unknown how they got into the vehicle.
Have y'all been physically aggressive today? I mean,
No, just besides him moving me out of the way of my car to get to
Yeah,
it.
but she's also advising that
okay, what do you mean?
her
Move
wallet
you
was
out of the
thrown
way?
in the
Like push me out
roadway
of the way so he
and
could
that
get
all
to
the
my
cars
car and
had
start
been taken
unloading
out of
it.
it.
We're going to need to talk.
Temple.
Simple.
Well, until he comes out here and decides to show out, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Nope.
I'm familiar with her. Somebody was almost got us sleeping in our house for like a week before they realized it. Yeah.
Before they realized it?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why are you filed for divorce and you're on vacation? And that's not something that we can. We're going to tell you the situation.
Look at me like that.
You
I know, you think you're above the law.
Okay, so what's going on this morning?
So for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer, she's had her couples trip planned with her boyfriend to go to Key West.
Okay, but she just said you're going.
That was to Key West.
They don't,
I'm taking my kids, my 3 boys, to the Bahamas this morning.
our kids.
Our kids. Yesterday, she sent a message saying that she's going to change her plans and now get on the airplane with me and the kids to go to the Bahamas.
That I own too,
And
by
when
the
we
way.
land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
And me and the kids are going to our house. And I've told her I'm not supporting that. And you're not getting on the airplane. That can mess with the kids' heads. And it's just something we're not going to do. Well, I own 50% of an airplane. She, on paper, owns 25 of that. And majority owner, the other 50% owner, and myself are both in agreement to not have her on the airplane. So 75% says, we don't want you on the plane.
That doesn't mean you get aggressive, push me out of the way,
Push
start
you-
unloading my car.
Push you out of the way.
Yes, at the back of the car.
Okay, Lindsay, I did not push you or
He
anything.
doesn't want me to go
I raised the back to grab my kids' suitcases so
with
we
a
could
locked
leave.
car.
So we could leave. That's all it is.
Okay. I'm going to tell you both, like I told you a minute ago, y'all are filed for divorce, okay? In situations like this, the best thing that we always recommend is y'all separate. Don't just
Good.
separate from each other. You don't need to be going on vacation together if you file for divorce and it's obviously a volatile situation.
That's
Right.
That,
whole point.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it other than that, okay? As far as the pushing and shoving, say Georgia advises that You put your hands on each other, that is an act of simple assault, and you can be arrested on that for family violence. Okay? You're saying you did, he's saying you didn't. So I got.
If you want to,
I can't sit here. It's a he said, she said situation. We run into it all the time.
you
So
can ask all of the people that I know if I'm an aggressive or abusive person.
Do you want me to show them the photos?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen today. I'm going to generate a report that we were out here and that we made contact with the both of you. I'm going to generate a report that states you said he physically moved you away from the vehicle by pushing you away from the vehicle. You say, I didn't do that. I opened the back hatch of the vehicle, got suitcases
and grabbing
out.
the suitcase, and she stepped in front saying you're not grabbing them and moved me out of the way. Is
Exactly.
what
And
I move you, Robert, for God's sake.
That we're not going to go back and forth. That's how we're going to do that. My next, I mean, I can't tell her she can't go on vacation with you. Okay,
I understand that.
It's marital property.
My pilot already said it's too late to even put her on the list.
It's all going to be. That's all going to be civil issues. I can't stop her. I can't say you can't go wherever the heck it is you want to go. I can't tell you. You can tell. That has nothing to do with what we're doing here. We're here because of acts of violence, to calm the situation. That's what we're here to do. Okay. I can't.
I understand.
I can't control y'all going on vacation. Don't recommend going on vacation together, but that's just my personal.
I agree with that.
It's just an hour on an airplane, just with our kids.
Do you have any identification on you?
I do.
Okay, can I get that, please? Do you have your ID on you?
I do.
Mr. Shriver, what's your phone number?
Look at that. 229-221-7579.
221, what was it, 75?
Do you remember me?
I own this vehicle, it's solely in
Pardon?
my name.
Do you remember me?
Property right now, she still has access.
When you had Murphy? When you had that guy sleeping in the house? They wound up arresting him for...
So he can get the kid stuff out of my car.
It's marital property.
Extremely difficult. Which, that's nothing freaking new.
Okay, so are you leaving now?
I have to go get my kids.
Okay, all right.
There's two that are at other places.
Okay, all right. Like I said, my only recommendation for you is that y'all just separate.
Well, it's always just going to be a he said, she said.
I mean, you get video footage, you have surveillance cameras, you have something that I can look at and say, yes, he put his hands on you. I mean, you know,
I know.
we have an independent witness that's non-biased. I mean, you know, something, other statements, but right now I have you and him, and, you know, he's saying one thing, you're saying another, you know. I mean, if it's this type of situation, y'all just need to separate. I mean, just don't be around each other if it's going to be like this.
But how do we do that with 3 kids?
All right, where you at? Are you at the cops?
Now, I'm able to get my kids' stuff back out of the vehicle.
Okay, why are we doing this though? Why do you need to do that?
Well, because he's taking my kids.
So we're going to go back and so we're going to stand here while y'all go back and forth moving suitcases back and
But
forth
that's what
between
I'm saying.
cars.
So that's what's just happened.
If that's what you feel like you need to do, then by all means do it. But you understand that it's making the situation worse, and you're doing it in front of the children now. I don't.
Our plans have been the same for weeks. I now have to go pick up our other 2 kids.
I just told her I was willing to do that.
Lana just called me and said we've been good.
Okay. Well, I'll go get Grayson.
I can pick him up.
I just said I'm going to get Grayson,
You heard me say the pilot said it's too late to
and
have
I'm
him.
going to get Grayson.
And where's he going? Because I need to get him so I can go to the
Okay.
airport.
We're just not.
I'm trying to take all 3 boys, which is what I've had planned. I'm asking where to take them. Because I need to pick them up. And I can just leave straight from
Okay, I'll bring him to you, Robert.
Where is he right now?
Okay.
Is he at Chayton's house?
No.
Whose house is he at? pick them up on the way out. I'm gonna get landed, pick them up.
So you're free to go.
I'm doing what I had planned to do the whole time.
At least there's a record of it.
It's fine. Okay, we got
Okay, wait right here. I gotta get you both cases.
okay.
Every time I get back up.
What are you doing now? Oh, because you don't have a car seat, right? Huh? And was gonna drive off with our child not in a car seat. That's nice. Did you brush your teeth? You brushed your teeth this morning?
Precinct home. Copy 28 out of Georgia.
Okay, appreciate it, thank you.
Tango Golf, Quebec, 391.
When you do hire an attorney,
391.
I'd get a copy of that report and just give it to them.
Oh, I do have one.
So get a copy of that report and give it to them whenever
Yeah,
they're done.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Y'all have a better day. Money.
The judge eventually granted Robert temporary custody of the children and ordered Lindsay to vacate the family home. This was a significant blow to Lindsay. She was not only losing her marriage, but also her access to the children, her home, and the financial security she had known for 13 years. In July 2023, Lindsay traveled back to the Bahamas. By this time, she was openly in a relationship with Terrence Bethel. The legal battles in Georgia were ongoing, but Lindsay's focus had shifted to the islands. While in the Abacos, Lindsay and Bethel spent time with a friend of Bethel's named Farron Newbold. Newbold, 29, was also a local resident. The three of them discussed the ongoing divorce and the distress Lindsay was feeling regarding the custody battle and the potential loss of her assets. These conversations moved from venting frustration to the permanent removal of Robert. In July 2023, the Royal Bahamas Police Force was investigating a completely unrelated crime. There had been a break-in at a local establishment on Great Guana Cay, a popular spot known as Grabber's Bar and Grill. During the course of this burglary investigation, police identified Terrence Bethel as a person of interest. Officers brought Bethel in for questioning. As is standard procedure in modern investigations, they obtained a search warrant for his cellular phone to look for evidence connecting him to the burglary. When investigators unlocked Bethel's phone, they did not find evidence of a break-in. Instead, they found a series of WhatsApp messages that alarmed them immediately. The messages were a conversation between Bethel, Farron Newbold, and Lindsay Shiver. The content of the messages was graphic and specific. In one exchange, Lindsay allegedly sent a photograph of Robert Shiver to Newbold. Along with the photo, she sent a message that read, "Kill him." Investigators scoured the chat history. They found discussions regarding Robert's upcoming travel schedule. Robert was expected to visit the Bahamas soon, to spend time at the vacation home with the children. The messages allegedly detailed a plan to ambush Robert during this visit. The police found a message from Newbold stating, "No big deal. I will get it done." Another message from Lindsay allegedly told the men, "Glad knowing you," which investigators interpreted as a confirmation of the agreement. The casual nature of the texts, in contrast with the severity of the request, stunned the Bahamian authorities. They immediately realized they were not dealing with a simple burglary case, but a conspiracy to commit murder. The Royal Bahamas Police Force acted quickly. They contacted their counterparts in the United States to verify the identities of the individuals and the status of Robert Shiver. Once the gravity of the threat was confirmed, they moved to make arrests. On July 21, 2023, police arrested Lindsay Shiver, Terrence Bethel, and Farron Newbold. They were taken into custody and transported to Nassau, the capital of the Bahamas. The news of the arrest sent shockwaves through Thomasville and the national media. The image of the former beauty queen and cheerleader, handcuffed and being led into a Bahamian courthouse, was a stark contrast to the polished Instagram photos she had posted just months earlier. Robert, upon being informed of the plot, was devastated and terrified. He had feared that the divorce would be difficult, but he had not anticipated a threat to his life. The legal process in the Bahamas is distinct from that in the United States. The three defendants were initially held at the Fox Hill prison in Nassau. Fox Hill is the only prison in the Bahamas and is notorious for its harsh conditions. Reports from human rights organizations have described the facility as overcrowded, with poor sanitation and limited access to medical care. For Lindsay, who was accustomed to a life of luxury, the environment at Fox Hill was a jarring reality. Prosecutors in the Bahamas charged all three with conspiracy to commit murder. During their initial court appearances, the details of the WhatsApp messages were read into the record. The prosecution argued that the "kill him" message, accompanied by the photograph, constituted a clear and present intent to end Robert Shiver's life. The defense teams for Bethel and Newbold argued that the messages were being taken out of context. They claimed that the conversations were merely venting, and that there was never a serious plan to carry out a hit. Bethel stated in an interview that he and Lindsay were just expressing frustration over the divorce, and that the "kill him" text was hyperbole, not a directive. However, the prosecution pointed to the coordination between the three parties and the specific timing related to Robert's planned visit. They argued that the solicitation of Newbold and his subsequent agreement moved the situation beyond mere talk. On August 1, 2023, after spending over a week in Fox Hill prison, the defendants appeared for a bail hearing. In a move that surprised some legal observers, the Supreme Court of the Bahamas granted bail to all three. Lindsay's bail was set at $100,000 cash. The conditions of her release were strict. She was required to wear an ankle monitor, surrender her travel documents, and remain within the jurisdiction of the Bahamas. She was also ordered to check in regularly at a local police station. Bethel and Newbold were released on $20,000 bail each, with similar monitoring requirements. Following her release, Lindsay was unable to return to the United States. She was forced to find housing in Nassau while awaiting trial. For several months, she lived in a rental apartment, unable to see her children or return to her home in Georgia. Meanwhile, back in the United States, Robert proceeded with the divorce and custody case. The revelations of the alleged murder plot significantly strengthened his position. The court granted him full custody of the three boys. He focused on shielding them from the media storm that had engulfed their family. In a significant legal development in December 2023, a Bahamian judge modified Lindsay's bail conditions. She was permitted to return to the United States while awaiting trial. The decision was based on the argument that she needed to arrange her affairs and that she had demonstrated compliance with the court's orders thus far. Lindsay returned to the U.S., but she did not return to Thomasville. She moved to Alabama to live with her parents. She remains under strict supervision, wearing an ankle monitor and facing travel restrictions. She is prohibited from having any contact with Robert or approaching his residence. The trial is scheduled to begin in March 2026. If convicted, Lindsay, Terrence Bethel, and Farron Newbold could each face sentences of up to 60 years in prison. But in the meantime, she's asking the court if she can have her. What she says is her embarrassing GPS monitor removed so that she can become a social media influencer and model. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, Lindsay claims to have several job offers and needs the ankle monitor removed before she can start doing that modeling work. She's also requesting to move back to Thomasville, Georgia, where she previously lived with Robert and their children, in order to get these job offers. Thank you for listening. If you found this case informative, you're welcome to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments.